Hello everyone, welcome to Complex Engineering. So in this video again I am going to talk about what are the faults which can take place in pantograph and its integral component and what are the rectification for that. So let's get started with the uneven wear of carbon strip. Now what does it mean, uneven wear of carbon strip? In a very simple term I would say carbon strip is not smooth. The smoothness of carbon strip is like completely bad, so that's the reason we can say uneven wear of sliding strip, right? So what can be the reason for that? Your sliding strip is not smooth. The reason can be reason can be your sliding strip, or can say carbon strip, pantograph strip is not remaining in proper contact of OHA, due to which it is happening. So what could be the possible reason for that? First of all, parallel guide bar is adjusted incorrectly. Turning capacity of pan head from horizontal position is too low. This is one of the important point, guys. Turning capacity of pantograph head from horizontal position is too low. Turning capacity, there should be some finite movement in horizontal angle of pan head. As I said sometimes back, there should be some finite movement in horizontal angle of pan head, and that finite movement can only be adjusted with the help of parallel guide bar by adjusting the parallel guide bar, right? So here is the first cause and rectification. Here is the cause written and here is the rectification which has been written over here. So what can be the cause for that? Parallel guide bar is adjusted incorrectly, or can say turning capacity of pantograph pan head is too low. So in such cases we need to adjust the pan head turning capacity of pan head by adjusting parallel guide bar. And second, deformation of pan head or parts of it. It is this issue has been seen many times, deformation of pan head or parts of it. First of all, we need to observe what are the components, what are the like parts which is damaged, and simply we need to replace that component. So replace the damaged component. I hope you got the point. Deformation of pan head or parts of it. Any deformation, any abnormalities if you are observing over pan head, then simply you have to do the work of replacement, because it is damaged. And if there is anything which is completely got damaged, if there is any abnormal deformation, or can say if any deformation which seems to be quite unusual, then we need to do the replacement of that particular thing. Okay. Now current flashover from base frame to vehicle roof. Current is flowing from base frame to vehicle roof. What can be the possible reason for that? Insulator is the important component, as we all know, it preventing the current from pantograph to the car body, right? So if there is rust and dirt which is accumulated over the insulator, then current can bypass through that dust and dirt and it can flow from the car body, which is very rare case. It cannot happen because we are doing periodical inspection and our staff are also checking each and everything. So I don't think so this can happen, but it is, we can say it is a theoretical case, hypothetical case, imaginary case we are considering, right? So if current flashover, if it is happening, if current flashover is, if it is happening from base frame to vehicle roof, then what can be the possible reason for that? Insulator between base frame and vehicle roof can be damaged or can be dirty, or maybe the insulating strength of that particular insulator has completely break down insulating strength. If it is breakdown, then also current can flow from base frame to roof, right? So we need to check the insulation resistance of insulator as well. So clean the dirty insulator, replace the damaged insulator, and periodically check the resistance of insulator as well. Pantograph does not reach resting position when lowering. When pantograph comes to its lower position, then the resting of the pantograph is not happening properly. Pantograph is not attaining its initial position completely. So what can be the possible reason for that? Resting position is adjusted incorrectly. There could be some obstacles, there could be some wire, there could be some component, there could be some pneumatic pipe which is coming in between base frame and lower frame. So that's the reason pantograph does not reach at the resting position when lowering. So what is the rectification? Adjust the resting position. We can adjust the resting position of pantograph. In such cases we need to check the entire pantograph assembly. We need to check pan head, pantograph head, we need to check lower frame, we need to check upper frame, we need to check base frame assembly, we need to check each and everything which is coming in the path when pantograph comes at the lower position. And then cable with terminals torn. So what can be the reason? First reason can be cable with terminal ungreased, air bellow drive is poorly adjusted. So if cable terminal are ungreased, then we need to provide greasing, we need to provide lubrication to the cable terminal. If it is completely torn out, then there is only one solution, is the replacement of cable terminal. Air bellow drive is poorly adjusted. Air bellow drive, if it is poorly adjusted, then we need to do the air bellow drive inspection. We need to replace the air bellow drive either if it is completely broken, if air leaking is too much high, then we need to replace the air bellow drive and replace the cable with the terminal, adjust the air bellow drive. Here it is written. Air bellow drive is defective. Now what can be the reason for air bellow drive? Air bellow drive is defective, then first of all we need to see the screws which is there in air bellow drive. If it is loosened, then we need to tighten that screw as much as possible. And then leaking airline. Air bellow is defective, airline can be leak. If airline can be leaking, so if airline is leaking, then we need to replace that airline. Either there could be some problem in pneumatic hose, that we need to replace the airline, or we need to like uh, put some uh, tape over that airline to prevent air leakage. Bellow cylinder leaking. Cylinder of bellow can also be leak, so in such cases we need to replace the air bellow. See, if bellow cylinder, if there is any major damage, see, the thing is very simple. Air bellow drive is connected with pneumatic pipes. If there is any leak in pneumatic pipes, we can provide insulation, we can put tape over that hole in order to prevent air leaking. But if there is any leakage which has been seen in air bellow drive, then this rectification cannot work. Simply we need to replace that air bellow drive. If screws are loose, then we can tighten that screw with the help of equipments. But if there is any major leakage, or can say there is any minor leakage which has been seen in air bellow drive, then we need to replace that air bellow drive, because it is completely undesirable. So guys, thanks for watching my videos. In my upcoming video, I'll be discussing about some practical view of Panto control unit, and I'll be explaining each and everything practically with the help of each and every real components.